Hello students, today we are going to learn about real numbers. Okay, and the first topic is Euclid's division lemma. Right? We all know what a division is. A lemma is basically a statement which is already proved and we are using it for another thing. Just like Pythagoras theorem, if you see, okay, that applying Pythagoras theorem, this. So lemma is basically what? A statement used to prove or write another statement. Okay, let us understand one thing. Suppose there is a number 10, right, and we want to divide it by 4, correct? We all know how to divide 10 by 4. So 4 2s are 8, and what is my remainder? 2, right? So if we want to write this 10 as product of divisor and quotient and remainder, in terms of divisor, quotient and remainder, what is this? This is my quotient and this is my divisor, remainder, right? So we can write it like 4 multiplied by 2 plus 2. Or if we write this in general form, let us this 10 be replaced by A, 4 by B. You can take any number B, multiply by, let us say this is Q plus R. I am taking these letters which is written in the book only. You can take any number. So we know that any number A can be represented in the form of B, Q plus R, right? We can write any number, take any number. I am taking another example. Let's say 9 and it's divided by 5. So 5 ones are 5. So we can write 9 as 5 multiplied by 1 plus 4. Okay, so any number we can write it in this form, where A is my number, B I am taking that number from which we are dividing A, Q will be quotient, this number, and R is what? Remainder. Now we need to learn about this remainder in detail. Okay, this form is clear. I will write it again. So let us write this form again, B Q plus R. Okay, now let us take this B as 2 and start dividing any number. But suppose if I divide 9, what will happen? We are just looking at the remainders, right? What is the remainder? 1. Let us divide 8. Our remainder is 0. So in similar manner, if you divide any number by 2, you will get a remainder. This R is what? 0 and 1, right? So in division we generally find that the remainder is always less than the divisor. The remainder is R is always less than division, right? And it starts from 0. You can take another number also. Suppose we take 3, right? So there should be 3 remainders. Let us say 6, 0, 7, 1, and then let us say 2. If If you take 9, then again it will come 0. So for 3 we have 3 remainders, 0, 1 and 2, right? So we can say that our R, this R is what? R should be less than B. It will always less than B. It will not be equal to that number, correct? So it will start from 0 and it will be less than B. So we can write it like 0 less than equal to R less than equal to B. It is not less than equal to B, it is less than B. Okay, it will start from 0 and it will go up to an integer which is less than B. So if I take B as 2, my remainder is what? 0 and 1. If I take B as 3, my remainder will be 0, 1, 2. B 4, R will be 0, 1, 2, 3, right? So this is known as my Euclid's division lemma. This form A is equal to BQ plus R, where A is any integer, B is divisor and Q quotient, R is the remainder. Okay, and depending on B, our R changes. We are not bothered about Q. Depending on B, our R changes. If we take B as 2, R is by 0, 1, B as 3, R is by 0, 1, 2, B as 4, R is 0, 1, 2, 3. Similarly, if you take bigger number, your R will increase. Correct? Okay. Now let us use this Euclid's division lemma to solve a prove that or show that problem. Okay, this is one kind of problem that we get in our board exam. Right? Show that square of any positive integer is of the form 3m or 3m plus 1 for some integer m. Okay, this is one of the questions from the exercise of NCERT. So whenever you get this kind of question, first statement will be that we know from Euclid's division lemma, we know that any positive integer is of the form of A is equal to BQ plus R. So in all these kind of question, your first statement should be like this: we know that any positive integer is of the form of A is equal to BQ plus R. What is this? This is called as my Euclid's division lemma, right? In question only you will get the statement that using Euclid's division lemma, show that all these things. So this is my Euclid's division lemma. Now we are free to choose any B, right? So according to the question, we will choose our B, right? So depends on question what B you should choose here, and we will try to choose B as small as possible. Why? Because we have seen that if we increase the B, our remainder will also increases. So if we choose B as 2, it will get remainder as 0 and 1. If B is 3, then it is 0, 1, 2. So lesser number of cases when we choose B as lesser number. Okay, here, and this question will give you a hint what to take as B. Okay, see, we need to prove that 3 here, this number is 3, right? So we can take B as 3. So taking B as 3, R will be equal to what? 0, 1 and 2, right? So if we take B as 3, my R will be what? 0, 1 and 2. So we will have 3 cases where R is 0, where R is 1 and where R is 2. Okay. So my first case will be what? First case will be that A is equal to BQ. B is my 3Q plus R. R is what? 0. So we will take 3Q plus 0, which is what? 3Q. So first case is my number is A, which is equal to 3Q. What we need to do? We need to square, correct? So let us say A square. A square will give me what? This 3Q square, which is what? 9Q square, correct? So we need to get our final number in the form of either 3m or 3m plus 1. Yes, it should be a multiple of 3 or it should be a multiple of 3 plus 1. So we can write this 9Q square as 3 multiplied by, right? We have taken out 3 here. Now we can write this 3Q square as another letter, replace it by letter m. So first case A square is in the form of 3m, correct? Understood the first case? Let us take the second case, where my remainder is, this is my second case, my remainder is what? 1, correct? First case we have shown that it is the form of 3n. Second case, A is equal to 3Q plus 1, where R is my 1. Again, what we will do? We will square it, which is what? 3Q plus 1 square, right? What it will give me? It will be like A plus B the whole square, which is A square plus B square plus 2AB. Alright, now we need to write the whole thing in the form of either 3m or 3m plus 1, right? So this is a multiple of 3 because we can take out 3 from here. This is a multiple of 3, we can take out 3 from here also. This is not a multiple of 3, so this will remain as it is. So what we will do? We will take 3 common from these two terms. We can write it in bracket. It will be like 3Q square, plus sign is there. If we take 3 from here, it will be 2Q, and this plus 1 will be here. Alright, again we will replace the whole thing by m. M is any integer, right? You don't need to bother about this m. So we have again written my second case A square as 3m plus 1, which is in this form. So it is okay with us, correct? Now let us take our next case, which is what? Our remainder will be 2. You need to show all the cases in these type of questions. That's why I am saying that take B as less as possible so that we can show lesser number of cases, right? 3Q plus 2, again A square will be 3Q plus 2 whole square, which is equal to again A square, which is 9Q square plus B square, which is 4 plus 2AB 12q. Correct? A square plus b square plus 2ab. Now again, this is a multiple of 3. We can take out 3 from here. This is also a multiple of 3. We can take out 3 from here. But this is what? 4. It is not a multiple of 3, but we can take 3 from here. We can just split this 4 as 3 plus 1, so that we can get one number as a multiple of 3, right? So whenever you get bigger than the b, bigger in number bigger than b, you can split it into b plus something, right? So in the next step we can write it like 9q square plus 12q plus 3 plus 1, right? So we have got now 3 terms which is multiple of 3. If we take out 3 as common, we will get 3q square plus 4q plus 1 plus 1. Okay, I have taken 3 from here, so 1 will be left and this 1 will be outside. So again we can replace this whole term by m. So this was my third case. Correct? So we need to show all the cases one by one, right? But our first statement will be same for all the questions, that we know that any positive integer is of the form of a is equal to b2 plus r. One more thing, you can write this 0 less than equal to r less than b. Correct? And then taking b as 3, our r will be equal to 0, 1 and 2, and then we will take cases one by one and we will show what is required in the question, right? Hello students, in this video we will learn about Euclid's division algorithm. In my earlier video I have shown you how to prove any questions using Euclid's lemma. Now algorithm is basically what? Algorithm is steps, right? So you can prove something or you can find something in 2 or more than 2 steps, then those steps are basically what? Algorithm. Now we will use lemma in different steps, that's why it is known as algorithm. Okay, so what kind of questions we get? Okay, suppose there are two numbers 46 and suppose 54, right? So we will get the question like, using Euclid's division algorithm, please find the HCF of 46 and 54, right? You can find HCF by two methods, one by division method and one by prime factorization method. Okay, here we will use the division method. So what will happen? Whatever with the, see, using Euclid's division algorithm, what is my lemma? Lemma was A is equal to BQ plus R. Okay, we will use this statement multiple times, so it will become an algorithm. Okay, so if you remember how to find HCF by division method, what we do, we take smaller number outside and bigger number inside, right? These are two numbers, suppose x and y. So our x is less than y, hence we will take x outside and y inside, and what we will do, we will now divide. So 46, I think it will go one time only, correct? So my first step was what? When we divided 54 by 46, our quotient is 1, our remainder is 8. Can we write this in the form of this BQ plus R? Yes, we can write 54 is my A, B is what? 46, Q is what? 1, and remainder is 8. So this is my first step of algorithm. Okay. Next, what we do? We take this 46 inside, right? And now our divisor will be 8. Correct? So my next step was what? My number was 46. See, whatever your B is here, it will come as A. 46, and then my B is 8. So your remainder will become now the divisor B. 8 multiplied by 5. What was the remainder? 6. Okay, this is my second step. Again, third step. 6 will be outside. Now your B will become A inside. Right? So you can write 8 is equal to 6 multiplied by 1 plus 2. Correct? Next, 2 outside, 6 inside. So what we are doing here? We are doing division multiple times, okay? And the process is like, first you divide the bigger number by smaller number so that your remainder is less than this, so that you can use it as next time B, right? And then we keep on changing our number. This 46 division, it will go inside, 8 go inside, 6 it will go inside. So whatever your remainder is, it will become next division, and the division will become the next dividend, next number, right? So we can write last step as 6 is equal to 2 multiplied by 3 plus 0. Whenever our 0 comes, we will stop there, right? Because we cannot do division any more, right? So these are the 4 steps, and we have used this form 4 times, right? This is called as my Euclid's division algorithm. So whenever you are asked to find HCF, now what is my HCF here? HCF is that number which brings 0. So my HCF is 2. This last B is my HCF. So you can write HCF of 46 and 54 is 2, right? So whenever you are set to solve or you find HCF by using Euclid's division algorithm, you do it this way, right? First you write the statement like 46 is lesser than 54, hence, and you can start this. This is very important. This is the algorithm. If you want to use this division method, you can do it in either a rough work or on the side work, right? But this is important. This 4 steps, or in this case it is 4 steps. In other question it can be more than 4 steps or lesser than 4 steps.